Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we are going to discuss some important MCQ questions based on the previous year question paper patterns, and the today's topic is anatomy of flowering plants. The first question is, which of the following is a characteristic feature of meristematic tissue? The meristematic tissue প্রধান বৈশিষ্ট্যটা কি? Presence of large vacuoles, ability to divide and form new cells, presence of lignin, lack of intercellular spaces. The main feature of meristematic tissue is the ability to divide and form new cells. এটা হলো meristematic tissue প্রধান বৈশিষ্ট্য. What is the main function of sclerenchyma tissue? Sclerenchyma tissue প্রধান বৈশিষ্ট্যটা কি? Photosynthesis, transport of water, providing mechanical support, storage of food. The main function of sclerenchyma tissue is to provide mechanical support. Mechanical support provide করা হলো sclerenchyma tissue প্রধান কাজ. In which part of the plant does secondary growth primarily occur? প্লান্টের কোন অংশের মধ্যে সেকেন্ডারি গ্রোথটা হয় বেশি? Root, stem, leaves, flowers. The secondary growth mainly occurs in the stem. কাণ্ডের মধ্যে সেকেন্ডারি গ্রোথটা সবচেয়ে থেকে বেশি হয়. Which of the following tissue is responsible for the transport of water in plants? উদ্ভিদের মধ্যে কোন টিস্যুটা জল পরিবহনে সাহায্য করে? Phloem, xylem, parenchyma, collenchyma. So among them, the xylem tissue is responsible for water and mineral transport. What type of vascular bundle arrangement is found in monocot stem? Monocot stem এর মধ্যে কোন ধরনের vascular bundle দেখা যায়? Concentric, radial, collateral or scattered. So the vascular bundle arrangement found in monocot is scattered. Scattered form vascular bundle arrangement টা থাকবে. Which of the following is absent in monocot root? Monocot রুটের মধ্যে কোনটা অনুপস্থিত? Endodermis, Casparian strip, pericycle, cambium. So monocot stem রুটের মধ্যে cambium থাকবে না. Cambium is absent in monocot root, which is a characteristics of a secondary growth. What is the function of the endodermis in roots? Roots এর মধ্যে যে endodermis তার প্রধান কাজ কি? Absorption of water, transport of nutrients, regulation of water flow into vascular cylinder, storage of food. The main function of endodermis in root is to regulate the water flow into the vascular cylinder. Which type of leaf venation is characteristic of Dicot? Dicot এর মধ্যে কোন ধরনের ভেনেশনটা দেখা যায়? Parallel venation, reticulate venation, parallel and reticulate venation, or none of the above. So the major characteristics or the leaf venation found in the dicot is the reticulate type of venation, whereas in case of monocot we see mainly parallel venation. What is the primary function of phloem tissue? Phloem tissue প্রধান কাজ কি? Transport of water, transport of food, providing structural support, or photosynthesis. The main function of phloem tissue is the transport of food, that is translocation of food from the source to the sink, that is from the photosynthetic tissue to the organ where it will be stored or it will be utilized. Which of the following is a feature of monocot leaves? যে মনোকটের যে পাতার বৈশিষ্ট্য কোনটা? Presence of parallel venation, presence of reticulate venation, presence of vascular bundles in rings, presence of cambium. So among them, the presence of parallel venation is a characteristics of monocot leaves. Monocot leaves এর মধ্যে parallel venation দেখা যায়. For example, like in banana, we see parallel venation type. In which part of the plant does the vascular cambium originate? The vascular cambium টা কোনখান থেকে অরিজিনেট হয়? epidermis, cortex, pericycle, endodermis. The vascular cambium mainly originates from the pericycle that is responsible for the secondary growth in root and stem. Root and stem er moddhe secondary growth that is basically due to the vascular cambium. What is the role of collenchyma tissue in plants? The collenchyma tissue প্রধান কাজ কি? Storage of food, providing flexibility and support, transport of water, photosynthesis. The main role of collenchyma tissue is to provide flexibility and support to the plant. Which of the following is a characteristics of dicot stem? The dicot যে কাণ্ডের কি প্রধান বৈশিষ্ট্য? Presence of scattered vascular bundles, presence of vascular bundles in a ring, lack of cambium, presence of parallel venation. So among them the characteristic feature of dicot stem is the presence of vascular bundle in a ring. That is the characteristics of a dicot stem. What is the function of the pericycle in roots? Roots er moddhe je pericycle tar pradhan kaj ki? Absorption of water, formation of lateral roots, transport of nutrients, storage of food. The main function of the pericycle is the formation of lateral roots in the dicot. Which of the following tissue is involved in transport of food in plants? উদ্ভিদের মধ্যে কোন টিস্যুটা ফুড ট্রান্সপোর্টে কাজ করে? Xylem, phloem, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. So among them the phloem is responsible for the translocation of food, primarily sugar. What is the primary characteristics of meristematic cells? Meristematic cells এর প্রধান কাজ কি? প্রধান বৈশিষ্ট্যটা কি? Large central vacuole, ability to divide and form new cells, presence of chloroplast, thickened cell walls. Among them the characteristics is the ability to divide and form new cells is the major characteristics of the meristematic cells. In which part of the plant does primary growth occurs? Primary growth কোথায় দেখা যায়? Root, shoot, both root and shoot, flowers. The primary growth can be observed both in root and shoot. Root এবং shoot এর দুটোটার মধ্যেই primary growth দেখা যায়. What is the function of the Casparian strip in roots? Roots এর মধ্যে যে Casparian strip যেটা থাকে সেটার প্রধান কাজ কি? Absorption of water, transport of nutrients, regulation of water and solute entry into vascular tissue, storage of food. The main function of the Casparian strip is to regulate the water and the solute entry into the vascular tissue. That basically ensures the water uptake in an efficient manner. Which of the following is a feature of monocot root? Monocot root এর প্রধান বৈশিষ্ট্যটা কি? Presence of vascular bundles in a ring, presence of cambium, presence of scattered vascular bundles, presence of reticulate venations. The main feature of the monocot root is the presence of scattered vascular bundles. What is the role of xylem tissue in plants? Plants এর মধ্যে xylem tissue প্রধান কাজ কি? Transport of water and minerals, transport of food, providing structural support, photosynthesis. The main function of the xylem tissue is the transport of water and minerals. Which of the following is a characteristics of dicot leaves? Dicot leaves এর প্রধান বৈশিষ্ট্যটা কি? Presence of parallel venations, presence of reticulate venation, presence of vascular bundles in a ring, presence of scattered vascular bundles. The major characteristics of the dicot leaf is the presence of reticulate venation. What is the function of epidermis in plants? Plants এর মধ্যে epidermis এর প্রধান কাজ কি? Photosynthesis, transport of water, protection against water loss and pathogens, storage of food. The main function of the epidermis is to provide protection against water loss and pathogen. Which of the following tissue is responsible for the transport of water in plants? Phloem, xylem, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. The xylem is responsible for the transport of water in plants. What is the primary function of the phloem tissue? Transport of water, transport of food, providing mechanical support, photosynthesis. The main function is transport of food. Which one of the following is a feature of monocot stem? Presence of vascular bundles in a ring, presence of scattered vascular bundles, presence of cambium, presence of reticulate venation. The presence of vascular bundle in a scattered form. So with that we came to end of this MCQ solving sessions. We are going to solve similar MCQ sessions mainly considering the previous year question paper pattern. So do stay tuned for similar updates. Thank you all.